about it before, and the second reason is just because there's always a lot of, what's the word? Like
controversy?
Not even controversy, but when the royals go and visit somewhere, it's a big thing, isn't it? People want to go and crowd and see. So I want to talk a bit about that because I'm not a big fan of the royal family. You know, I've spoken to Shamika about this briefly before, but I just think with the royal family, like, why are you here? What, what are you doing for this country? Not much, if you ask me. And sometimes people are like, why don't you like them? They don't do anything. And I'm like, yeah, they don't do anything. So I don't even know how you feel about that.
Well, they cost us extra money in taxes.
Yeah, but then some people say, but they bring in a lot of money.
That's what people say.
Tourism.
But I don't understand how. How do they bring a lot of money in? So what if the royal family wasn't here? Like, there's no breakdown. They don't teach you in school. Okay, well, the royal family are here and they bring revenue by doing this, that, and the other. People say that they bring revenue, but how? Show us the fruits of your labour. Okay? If you bring in revenue, then why do we have to pay extra tax?
It's not even them that say it, Who? They don't say, like, the royal family themselves.
No, it's not the royal family that say it, but that's what people say.
That's what they always come up with. And
I'm tired of just people just saying things without showing us the
evidence.
Facts. Show us evidence, show us the facts, and then it's like, oh, okay, all good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just because people say it doesn't mean it's a reality. It's not really a reality in my life. Therefore, you saying it, whether it's true or not, it means nothing to me.
Yeah, because sometimes I just sit back and I look at, like, sometimes you hear news stories or, I read stories about how much money is spent on, like, keeping it all their houses, all their castles and places that they have.
Yeah,
how much it costs,
because they
security,
they have a massive upkeep as well.
Yeah, all of this stuff. And it's just like, I don't have a connection with them.
The royal family, being the royal family is a job. It's a job. Because they can't just... I mean, they can... I'm sure that they can denounce their title if they would like to. But other than that, it's actually a job. When I saw an interview with Meghan Markle, and she's left everything that she was doing before, and she's now... Obviously, she's met somebody who she's fallen in love with, and she's going to marry him. So now she's married into a new job. She has to be a public figure of the royal family.
Yeah.
Her job is very important because she's got black in her as well. That I've never heard of. I don't think that's ever been. So, her job is... She's got a big role.
Yeah.
She's got a big role. I think a lot of people be looking for slip-ups and stuff, but then that's with everyone.
Yeah.
They'll probably look for it with anybody new to the royal family, but it's like... It's a job. Being in the royal family is a job. But who pays for their job?
Yeah,
Because they say that, like what you said, people say that they bring in revenue. But if they bring in revenue, why do we have to pay for them?
Exactly.
It just makes no sense to me.
And, it's funny because, like, recently, like, normally...
That's what I'm saying to Kaya.
Normally... They're very not quiet, but they don't make a fuss, except for the Queen's husband. What's his name? Philip.
Yeah.
Sometimes he says some things people are like, oh, can't believe he said that. But mainly don't make a fuss. But recently, because Meghan Markle is like mixed race, is she black?
No, she's mixed race.
She's mixed race.
Her mum's black and her dad's white. I don't know what kind of white he is, where his heritage is from. So yeah.
Okay. So basically, there's a big thing going on there because she's black and now she's going to be in the royal family, and so that makes me kind of check out what they're doing a tiny bit more. Yeah. Plus, Prince Harry, he seems like a decent guy, and his brother William. They don't really do anything and to like disgrace this country. And also, like, my grandma dedicated a room in her house for years when my grandma lived in.
Was it the Jubilee room?
Yeah, whatever. I don't remember
Jubilee.
what she named it, but I couldn't really go in there. Sometimes it'll be like, yeah, go in that room, pick up this item, and get back out of the room. But I always remember she had pictures of the royal family. Like,
did she have one of them those porcelain plates that had?
She had set of that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, pictures, scarves, all this memorabilia, and so I always remember thinking, they're probably quite important. This is when I was young. Yeah. So, and I think it's like that with a lot of, like, that generation of black people that came. Hello, darling. That came from the Caribbean. They came over to this country. Yeah. I think a lot of them feel that way about the royal family because it's like.
Carry on. I was about to sneeze.
Okay, no. Because, they gave us an opportunity to come here. So, for that reason, you can kind of understand that, fair enough. They've given you opportunity. But then, like, that whole generation loved off the royal family. Even African.
Whoever came to this country.
Yeah. But I think those
times were better then. Remember, that generation could actually buy houses and stuff.
Yeah, they could actually get a life.
They could actually do things. So I don't know.
So it just makes me think: is it me?
Because a lot like that facility, like as in the Camberwell foyer, because that's what the hostel is.
Okay.
A lot of the facilities it had when I was there have been cut off. So it's still a good hostel as far as I know, but I don't think it is what it was when I was there.
Okay.
And I think that's due to changes in government. So realistic, and that is what's the Prince of Wales Trust?
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. The Prince of Wales
Trust that support the Camberwell Foyer charity. Yeah. Because there's other hostels in that branch, but they're just some elsewhere. Like when I was living in my one in Camberwell, my friend was living in a hostel in Tooting. It was run by the same people, but it was a different kind of setup. So like when I was there, they had key workers and they had someone round the clock 24 hours a day. And then with my friend's one, it's like she was in a shared house and there wasn't someone there 24 hours, but they did have a key worker that they could call and things like that. But they have different types of setup. Yeah. So, but I forgot the point. But I was making.
Like you said, the facilities
have gone down. Yeah. So, it's like how can the facilities go down if they're bringing? I just don't understand it all. What do they do?
As in
apart from be a public face.
Yeah.
Other than be public figures, and I think that is their main job, to be public figures, to behave a certain way. Because I think that Prince Harry and Prince William are very restricted.
Well, yeah,
they are. They are restricted as to what they can do.
They're
protected and restricted. They can't just lead a normal life.
No, never. I suppose they could if they denounced it, but then that would be like denouncing their own family.
But then they still couldn't because people know who they are.
Them, yeah. It's and then when they go and visit certain things, you know what? It'll be good if people can kind of like message me or say something on Twitter about this, because sometimes I just feel like I'm being just miserable. Because for instance, they visited a hostel, for young people.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying why, like the that company doesn't deserve the royal family, because I don't think anything of the royal family. But I'm thinking why did they go there? I think
they set it up.
I know it's been set up before, but it's like I wonder if there's people behind the scenes that are like, okay, well, we have to show that we care about these normal people. So we're gonna go to this young people place.
I think that's the only reason why they do things.
Because it's like, why?
I think it's to show face. Like, not saying that they don't really care. They may very well care, but they. How does anybody know that you're going there? How do the press know that you're going there? It's set up.
Yeah.
It's set up. It's not like, okay, it's a big thing. It's a big production. Okay, we're going to Africa to visit these kids. We're going here. We're going there. It's to show face, to say, okay, and maybe even to bring, I don't know, bring more awareness to certain situations. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose so, but that made me think, I never really thought of it like this, but if you do want to help, then, okay, fair enough, they've already got the Prince of Wales trust, yeah, but then also, why not just secretly go and be like, hi guys, I'm here, people make a big deal out of us, I thought I would just come and talk to you, but they have to go, they have to make a big thing, take lots of pictures, but at the same time, lots of people like it. I think it's just one of those things.
People love the royal family, but I think it's more older generations that love the royal family than newer generations.
Like what did we have a few years ago with the royal family? I think it was some sort of anniversary. I think it was the Queen's
some sort of jubilee.
She's been a queen for 50 years or something. Yeah.
Okay.
A jubilee or whatever it was. I think coronation's when she becomes the queen.
Odd.
But then there's people are having street parties. People are waving Union Jack and decorating, and like when Prince William was going to have his first child and his second child, they make a massive deal about it.
Yeah.
It's all over the newspaper. Everyone's.
It's because
I just feel like
if you think about it carefully. If people were not so into the media, nobody would know. I didn't know when the second child was born because I weren't watching adverts. I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't watching it. I didn't know. I didn't really care. Like, I kind of knew, but I didn't know exactly. You would know just the exact date when the child is born. I didn't know. If a lot of people weren't so involved in the media, then they wouldn't know.
Any media,
so
as
the
well.
Media
Social media too, isn't it?
A lot of things is pushed by. Most things are pushed by the media. Yeah. Most successful things are pushed by the media. Yeah,
it's like the media are like, okay, cool, we're gonna support you, so or we're not gonna support you. We're gonna make it known. Because when I
go on, carry on.
When I hear about these new children being born in a royal family, I always hear about it in a roundabout way. Like, we have a free newspaper here called the Metro, and because I drive bus, like I always see the Metro.
You drive bus?
I drive bus. I always see the Metro, and there'll always be something there like, I don't even know Prince William's children's names. But it's always
George and Charlotte, I think.
Okay, so George and Charlotte. But it's always look what Charlotte was wearing. Charlotte was wearing this, and this is where you can buy what Charlotte...
People go and buy out the stuff. When the first son was born, they went and bought out some outfit.
I don't know, man. It was just in my head today. I was just thinking about it. And it was just like, boy.
By the way, I had the same birthday as Prince William.
Oh, you always say. I always forget when you say it. I'm like, oh really? Then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you saying that before.
He's got the same birthday as me.
Is he the same age as well?
No, he's older than me.
Okay, so boy. Anyway, no, I don't want to spend my whole time talking about the royal family, but that just like sometimes it just really annoys me.
But all of our American listeners are probably going to be thinking, what? We love the Brits. We love the royal family. Yeah, probably. Well, excuse my rubbish accent, but that's what they think. When I went to America, they were like, "Oh, do you have crack?" Try to in their best English accent.
Can you move her back a bit because her feet are going to rub here.
Do you like crackers? Do you have crackers and tea? I'm like, no, we don't have crackers and tea every day.
Yeah.
Then they said, you sound a bit funny. I said, no, I don't sound funny. This is how most people speak in England.
You sound a bit funny.
because we don't speak like the royals. They have a you know Kate.
Yeah.
Kate was taught how to, like, I'm sure she spoke very well, but she spoke like a normal person. She was taught how to speak
Elocution.
the royal
way.
Yes, she was taught. She had to be taught how to speak in that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone does. Not everyone speaks like that. It's not Shakespearean times.
Of people don't speak like that.
Yeah, probably more.
Yeah, I mean,
probably 1%.